right, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. This is episode 68. Shout out to our sponsors. First off, we have Defend Hawaii. If you go to defendhawaii.com, use promo code ATBPOD upon checkout, you receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check them out. They got a bunch of crazy apparel. They do new drops for the seasons. If you go to the store, go shout out Chris Meheula. Hopefully he'll give you a discount. Next up, we have iRep Detail Supply. Same thing. If you go to irepdetailsupply.com, use promo code ATPPOD upon checkout, you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check them out. They have a whole bunch of things that you can use to detail your car. Waxes, polishes, they have buffers, anything you want to make your car looking brand new. irepdetailsupply.com. They also have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center. Okay, last up, we have hawaiicandyfactory.com. Go check these guys out. If you ever have the munchies or you snack craving for local snacks, they have lihimui gummies, gushers, nerds, and they put a local twist to it. Go check them out. hawaiicandyfactory.com. Same thing. ATB pod upon checkout. This one you'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Okay, this week my guest, I'm super stoked for this guy. He was on he's on the radio. He also was working with us back in the day at Fix for an event we used to call Clubhouse. It was an 18 and over event, but everybody knows this guy, Romeo Valentine. What's up, man?
What's up, Dad? What's up? Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here, bro. And congratulations on your podcast. You've been doing it for a while, man, and you're killing it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It's cool to have somebody from actually like a broadcasting studio coming on. I'm still tripping out. There's a lot changed since the last time I seen you. First off, you're looking a little fitter, a little bit more in shape.
Yeah, dog. I lost some weight, man. I was 220 at one point.
No way.
220, dog. Yeah, I was 220. I mean, I have big legs, so I'm expected to, weigh a little more than most people. But I was like big 220. Legs. Yeah,
I'm gonna use that line.
I got big legs.
I'm not fat. I got big legs.
I got these lineman legs, but yeah, bro, I dropped down to about $190 now, like 190. But I did drop down even more before. I was like 180 at one point, and I was moving a lot more then though. But yeah, man, I dropped some weight. I can see my dimple again. I lost my other chin.
Oh, good for you, bro. How did you lose all your weight? Like, you've been training or?
No, bro. I just changed the way I ate. I just, I went vegan. I went vegan for a little over a year, and I went vegan straight for a little over a year. Now, I mean, I'm still mostly. I wouldn't call myself completely vegan because it's like the Tom Brady diet where he's like, he's like 80% all plants, and then 20% he'll have dabble in some other stuff. So yeah, like majority of my week is just straight, vegan meals. But because once I eat meat, bro, I puff up, man. I'm like a puffer fish. I start like, I can see it. I'm not gonna lie. I puffed up again. I had to bring myself back down because I went to a few parties and I was like, I guess, this one time won't hurt. But bro, that one meal hurts, dog. That one meal.
It's like gout already, huh?
Yeah, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you gotta check out Hanson. He has level V now, and I always plug this because it's one of my favorite dishes on earth. He makes this portobello mushroom chicken katsu. So he'll bread the portobello mushroom and cut it up like chicken katsu. And by far, I would pick that over regular chicken katsu, any katsu, tonkatsu.
What?
It is to die for, and it's local style. He does vegan local mocos, vegan beef stew, vegan hot dog, chili. He got it going on, and the portobello mushroom katsu is, I always plug him on this thing because it's good, bro. You should check it out. Like it'll blow your mind.
Bro, I gotta try it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I followed his account without knowing that was him. Because I was like, oh man, I'm vegan. Holy
Oh,
smokes, who's this making this food?
yeah.
Everything looks delicious, man. I was like, I was like, oh, every Friday he had
Yeah.
his thing. I was working. I had this other
Mm.
job. I was working, and I was working like 7 days a week. I couldn't even while I was working at radio, I had another job, and I was working like 7 days a week. I was like, I couldn't even get a chance to make it to town or even do anything, period.
Well, check it out if you can. But
I
one
will.
other thing that I notice about you is your dreads. You didn't have
Bruh.
that back in when we were at Fix, right?
No, I didn't, dog. I basically planted some seeds and I just kept watering them, and bro, it just started growing, dog.
That's cool. How long you trying to get with those?
Bro, I don't even know, I don't even know how long I'm trying to
Oh
get with it, but
wow.
it's coming. It's coming
That's
along.
long, dude.
Yeah, it's coming along. I had to tell the barber stop chopping over here. They kept chopping my head, making my forehead look bigger than what it was. but yeah, man. I told DJ Westafa, I told Westafa, he's the one who told me where to go to do my dreads.
So how do they do that? I don't know why I'm fascinated by it. Like I'm always like, cause there's no way I could run dreads. I don't think I would look weird,
Right,
but
you can.
I would look weird, man. You see me in dreads, that would be off.
No ways, can dog.
But how do I heard they like crochet it or how do you make it?
Yeah, so I go to this girl named D. She's out in Kaimuki, and bro, she's awesome, man. She puts nothing in there. She crochets it. She gets her the I don't know, with the two tools, like, and she just but the thing is my hair's not as nappy, you know what I mean? I'm part black, but my hair's not all nappy, It's not as
Mm.
nappy as like, as my dad's hair was. So she had to, like, when she first did it, that was the hardest part, is she had to rip my head apart. She had to
Oh,
re teach my hair, and she like ripped my head apart, bro. It was bad, but I mean, I used to have cornrows and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff in middle and high school, so it was kind of similar, where you're just like, I don't know if you ever had cornrows or you ever had
No.
somebody like cornrow your hair, bro. It was like, I have a tender head, and if you have a tender head, it's probably like the most painful thing for 2 to 4 hours straight.
Oh, it takes that
Just
long.
ripping your, when I used to get cornrows in Makiki. There was a spot in Makiki.
So is it, I mean, some guy, well, I always reference the bum that lives in Kaneohe, Mango Man, or used to live in Kaneohe. His dreads were stink as shit. Like you could smell it when you're pat. Like, I assume like you can wash it and keep it
Yeah.
all nice, right? It's just
Yeah.
it's not like it's because of the crochet it stays how it is. It's not because it's dirty.
Yeah. Correct. So, well, yeah, you just you gotta find some shampoo that I would say dries it out. So I use Dr. Bronner's.
Oh, I
That's the one
use
she
that. Yeah.
recommended. Oh, you use that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I use
That's
Dr.
good stuff.
Bronner's. Yeah, it is, and it I use the Dr. Bronner's, but she also told me, lady who does my hair, she said go to the beach because that's how your locks will become more locked. I guess there's something about the salt water that does it, I guess. But I mean, I don't go to the beach really. But so she told me one time, she's like, oh, like after like doing like a year went by of me doing my dreads, she's like, oh wow, your dreads are actually coming out. I was a little worried that they wouldn't. I was like, what?
For a year.
Oh shoot. Yeah. I was a little worried that they wouldn't, but no, she did a great job. So it was good. Yeah. I'm like, bro, you should try it out if you ever.
I don't
Trust
know,
me.
man. I think nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I think if I had dreads, like, yeah, I don't think I would match. I had long hair, bro. I had this back in the day, I had a straight up mullet. And it went all the way down to the back of my booty, and it was long, and it had bleach streaks. I looked like straight punk from Kaneohe, but it was long, and I think I have it somewhere because when I cut it off, I had it in a braid, and then I kept it. It's somewhere in my room somewhere, but I think that's the most craziest hair thing I ever did. I bleached it before and stuff like that, but long wise, that was it. But when they cut it, it felt like I literally like my
lost
head
some
was,
weight.
yeah, it was crazy. So I know like sometimes yeah, exactly. Sometimes fighters when they can't make weight, they'll cut their hair and then can make weight. And I can relate to that because it made a difference. Like my head felt lighter. It felt cool in the back of my neck.
Yep. Oh man. Yep. I know what you mean. Back when I used to shave my head, it felt different. You know, when you grow your hair, I used to have an afro. When I shaved it, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I'm afraid to cut this only because my dad's bald. So
Oh,
if I'm looking at future me, so this is my last go at hair,
oh,
dog. This is
yeah.
it.
You gotta keep it.
Once I stop watering this plant, it's gonna die.
So, but what if it falls out? Then all of a like you'll just lose a whole dread one time.
That's what I'm worried too. You know, I mean, I don't know, man. That's what I'm worried too, because every day I'm looking at my forehead, like, yeah, bro, you either getting smarter, your forehead's getting bigger. It's one
Getting wiser. You're getting wiser for sure.
Yeah, definitely. In Jesus' name.
Yeah. That's the one thing I noticed. I read on your Instagram that you found God. Were you about it before, or because I've been kind of getting a stronger relationship with God, and I feel like guys don't really talk about that kind of stuff too much, or at least my friends don't. I had a good conversation with Hoppa about it recently, and it's crazy. But were you always had a good relationship with God, or something that you just kind of stumbled onto?
So I guess it can start from like the beginning, you know, like my dad kind of raised me in a Christian church type of deal. But I never I never really knew Christ growing up. In a sense, it was just like something, we go to church. It's just something you do. You go to church. And I was always the one that was the rebel who didn't want to. That's the crazy part. I was bad,
boring as shit. That's why. Well, at least I went Catholic church, so that was very ritualistic.
That is no disrespect, but that is a way different I don't, I'm not even gonna say it, but definitely, like I know my stepmom at the time, she was Catholic, and so she brought us to her church when I was younger too. So when I went to the Christian church and the Catholic church, it was too different, like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like it was very like Catholic church was very like strict. You need to stick to the hymn. You got to do this. It was like
very ritualistic. Yeah.
Very religious, I would say. I mean, I don't like that word religion because I feel like religion separates people from the true meaning of knowing Christ, which he doesn't want religion. He wants relationship. So that's kind of like what I felt more in, as I found Christ, that's what a Christian is somebody who's having a relationship with Christ, not not religion with Christ. So yeah, like, I've always like kind of like found my way back to it in high school. I went to a church, and then I stopped going. And then, I was kind of bam, 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 bam. It's because I had one foot in the world and one foot like curious about Christ. And like, I knew this is like, right. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had many encounters to know how real Jesus is. I've had from a young age, all the way to now, just a thing he's like, just things either somebody else will talk to me and it's like, whoa, how do you know that? Or how do you, like, where does that even come from? Or it's like what? Like, so there's a lot of things like that, or even like him using me to talk to other people, which is crazy. So about when I was 27, I was, I was in a bad place. Not gonna lie, I was in a bad place, and I was drinking every night. I was partying. I just thought that was what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I'm like, look, I need to get over this pain. I need to go and party and drink every night and do this, that, and the other, and just live such a simple life, because that's all I kind of knew since I got into radio. I was a good kid before I got into radio. I never drank and I never did nothing,
So radio brought the badness out. Not just
yeah. I mean, you know what? It definitely it was like one of these DJs is the one who got me into drinking, and I was underage drinking at one point, and I hate saying it because I wish I had my innocence, but it's part of my testimony. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I was, I mean, I'm sure probably almost anybody who went out became an underage drinker. But
yeah, I'm sure we caused a lot of that.
But yeah, man, I was a heavy drinker, and I was a big time drinker and all that kind of stuff. And, as I was finding Christ, I was like, you know what? I stopped going out. I stopped going out. I'll just go out when I need to work. So that scaled back. And then I kind of was like, I'm not going to drink. I was drinking at home. I was drinking every night at home. Like, I was like, what is wrong with me? I just knew something wasn't right. And I was like mad at God. Like, I was like, why is everything falling apart? Like, this ain't right. And I was, mad at him. And I realized, like, bruh, I started to find relationship with him because I didn't really know the heart of God until I really got to know him. And it was in those moments of me being alone. I went to Barnes and Nobles and I picked up this devotional book and I started doing devotionals every night. And it was about the heart of the Father. And I started to learn and really start to hear from him and speak to him. And he was like telling me, do this. And I was like, all right, boom. And I was like, what's next? And he said, do this. And I was like, how am I going to do that? Boom. Gave me the answer. Boom. Everything was just coming in one thing after another, striking me left and right. But I was so obedient and like, I was like, yes, all right. That's it. So, I stopped doing the clubs. I stayed away from clubs. I stopped drinking. I was like, I'll drink occasionally. And my birthday was coming up. I'll just drink then. My birthday passed and I was like, oh, shoot, I didn't drink. All right, well, I'll drink on my class reunion. We got our 10-year reunion coming up. I'll drink then. 10-year reunion came up. I didn't drink again. Me and my wife were the only sober ones there. Everybody was trashed. And, we were the only sober ones there. And I started to, but in those moments, I seen everybody different. I was like, man, I love all these people here. These are all the people I grew up with from elementary, middle, or high school, whenever I met them. And some of them didn't even make it to there, and I was just like, man, I seen everybody different. It was just different. It was something like I can't explain other than everything looked different. And I loved everybody there. And I just wish they knew who Jesus was. And of course, that's why Jesus, got us. But so, yeah, man, it's the real deal this time. I realized that all my times that I went to church and did all that, I had one foot in, but I also had one foot out. And this time coming around is like, I understood. That's why that was holding me back. It wasn't that I should have been mad at God. This was the choice I was making. It was my decision to be one foot in, one foot out. And that's what God gave us, is the choice to be able to make that decision. And, today I'm sitting here choosing to be both feet in.
Do you go to church and stuff, or you do it privately, or develop your relationship with God on your own without the help of church or whatnot?
Yeah. So, I go to one of the best churches I'll ever say. And let me tell you, God is moving in this church. It's called Inspired Church. They got multiple locations, and man, God is moving in this place. I'm going to tell you. And I've been saying this for a while now. Before the pandemic, I said, God is putting it on my heart. God is moving in this place. God is moving in this place. And he still is. He still is. I just went to a men's camp this past weekend, where it was just men. We're all either dads, sons, brothers, we're men coming together to, be better, Christ-like people in this community, in this world, for our kids, for our wives, for, friends, family, coworkers, so, I go to church. Yes. I'm in a connect group. Yes. I go to the conferences. Yes. I go to the extra events, the camps and all that. It's very beneficial. These are all these type of things that will continue to feed your spirit. You stay involved. You need the community. And that's the importance of, God. Jesus never told us to do it alone. He told us to, to have community. When 2 or 3 gather, he is there with us. That's in the scripture. And when 2 or more gather, he is there with us. Yeah, man, and then you also need your time with the Father. You need your time with your Father, your Heavenly Father. And I guess for me, in the times when I found him and I kept saying one thing came after another, is because I was trying to let go of my earthly life and everything that I believed was right and what I thought and all that. And I was like, and everything I was taught as a kid, and I wanted to be re-raised. I became childlike to be re-raised by the Heavenly Father, allowing him to teach me what forgiveness is, teach me what love is, teach me what, how me changing affects everybody around me that I love, and my family and my daughters and all that kind of stuff. Cause yeah, man, we're growing up and we're in a different time and a different place where there are a lot of spiritual battles, and whether anybody wants to see it, I was blind to it when I wasn't, I was blind to it before. And once you're able to get both feet in, the lenses, like the blinders, come off.
Yeah, it's crazy. I grew up Catholic. I went St. Anne's, Damien, and I didn't like being forced to go to church. I learned a lot, and the Bible is an awesome blueprint for to be a good person. And I love the stories from it. I know a lot of the Bible, but I always found myself, which is something that I recently, within the last couple of years, pulled myself out of, was I would only seek God when shit was going wrong, like break up with a girlfriend or going through in custody or just like when I needed help, I would seek God. And of course, he would answer or help me through it all. And then I would kind of, I'm good, and just kind of drift away from him. And within the last 2 years, I realized like I can't do that. It's like I'm just kind of using them, or I should be humbling myself and developing a relationship with him, not just, oh, come help me with this and do some magic and make me good. No, that's not how it works. Mm-hmm. What I realized recently is that whenever I have a bad situation, or I'm like in a bad mood or going through a little bit of struggle, I would pray and be grateful. The first things I would do would pray and kind of show my gratitude to God for what I do have and the things that I'm experiencing. Because honestly, when you're grateful for something, you can't really be negative. So being grateful is a positive thing. It's a positive emotion. And I use that to where every day when I wake up, I would pray as soon as I wake up. Thank you for, one, letting me wake up. 2, for my family, my daughter. And then it would already start my day in a positive mindset, but already on a path with God from the get. Like that's, so I kind of more focus onto, because right now things aren't bad. Things are going good for me, but I want to keep that relationship going, not because I need them when things are bad. I want to keep it going, just keep it going, good, bad, what have you. And my mom, she recently passed, and it was a couple of years, but she had ALS, which is probably the worst diseases you could have. But she's a very strong Catholic, and her faith throughout that whole time never wavered. And I drew a lot of strength through that, because it doesn't get worse than that. Like she couldn't even move her hands, talk, nothing. At one point, it was just bad. And like every Sunday, I would put the mass on for her on her iPad and stuff. And because of her faith, when she passed, I wasn't worried. like she's good. Like she's going to heaven. Like that's the best. Heaven is the best thing I could imagine for her. And because her faith was so strong, I drew strength from that, and it helped rejuvenate my faith. And it kind of started moving in that direction. Now, I'm not saying like I'm holier or anything, but I do live my life a lot more cleaner, and I do things with a lot more aloha because of my relationship with God, which kind of I seen on your Instagram. And I mean, I knew how you were. I worked with you in the clubs. We were raging out, drinking, everything. I still do, but I definitely created a different relationship with God. And what is nuts is how he answers prayer is crazy. Like you could pray about something and you would find answers. There is not like a burning bush is going to come down or a big booming voice, but you'll get a answer through a friend or a commercial or something you read or like random stuff. But then I would start to notice that that's him talking to me, and it kind of made me feel like more connected. And then other people randomly would kind of ask me about stuff, and I would kind of share my experiences with them to help them get on a path. And I mean, it's real, bro. Faith is faith, and you don't need proof of faith, but I've like you said, things have happened in your life that showed you it's real, and I'm the same way.
Yeah, and yeah, faith is believing in something you can't see, you know, and like, you know, Jesus will, you got to recognize his voice. And when you recognize his voice is because you have a relationship with him. Just think of, you know, your relationship that you had with your mother, you know, before she passed. You were able to talk to her, you recognized her voice, you learned a lot. And even in those last moments, you still continue to learn that are still teaching you today, and you're grasping everything.
Yeah.
You're still grasping it. It's still there, you know. And yeah, man, all those type of life changes, man. And you know, good for you. I'm glad that you're heading in the right direction. You know, you're definitely heading in the right direction when you you step away. You're doing things less that, you know, you're sinning. Your sinning is going away. You know, and that's the thing. We're never gonna be perfect, but we can, and we're not. I'm not ever gonna act like I ever am. You know, I try not to swear, but there one day I might act. You know, something might have just took me to the top. You know, I'm human, and I will, you know, feel the conviction. Don't get me wrong. I'll feel the conviction, and I'll be like, oh man, why'd you say that?
Yeah.
Oh man, why'd you yell at your wife that day? You know, oh man, why did you tell that to your kids? Or, you know, I mean, I'm not saying I don't swear at them or anything. I'm just giving an example. But yeah, man, you know, and everything I came to a place where I realized that everything is worldly. I'm not saying, and everything is worldly in a way that understanding that that I will place in Christ above it all. And I realized everything else just started flowing. Everything else started flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely. You know, we was able to buy a house. You know, we got, you know, our kids are growing up very kind. You know, it's things are going, you know, we're about to start a second business. And it's just really just, man, and it's just really God just driving you through a lot of these things in life. So so church is definitely important. I can tell you a story about that. When I was about 20 years old, let me tell you something. This is one of the times I was trying to find Christ. And this time I was trying to find Christ because I was afraid of Revelations. I don't know if you know Revelations, where everything gets destroyed. This is the future. This is the end of the world. This is the truth. And I was doing Zanzibar nightclub. And I remember praying. I was like, I don't need church. I can do this on my own. I can do this at home on my own. I bought all these DVDs from a Christian website about David and Goliath and, you know, Jonah and the whale. I bought them all. I bought the lion, Daniel and the lions, you know. And I was like, I could do it on my own. And for like that week, I told myself that, and towards the end of the week, I'm doing Zanzibar promoting. And I was like, I don't really feel like being in a club. I was like 20 years old. I went downstairs, I was sitting by a falafel stand. There used to be a falafel stand over there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was just like sitting down, and there was this, kind of crazy guy over there. He just yelling, F this, F that, da, 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 and then, just like girls walking by, he would just, hey, what, he would just be lusting over him, all kinds of stuff. And, all of a sudden he just stopped and he looked at me and he just said, you need church. You need to go to church. You might not think that you need it, but you need to go to church.
He said that to you.
He said that to me. He like full on just flipped into a whole different person. I'm not making this up. And I looked at him. I was like, what the heck is happening right now? And he's like telling me that. And then a girl walks by, and then he flips back. He like turns to her and just starts going. And he's back to who he was. It was crazy. And I cannot make this up. That really happened. I was talking to Christ early in the week. And, this is when I had one foot in, one foot out. Christ he continues to seek us even when we don't even fully seek him. That's the crazy part. And that's what I understand now. But for him to give me those answers then, I needed them because I use them today. The things that my father taught me when I was trying to listen to him, I'm using it today. And that's why. Church,
it's funny how stuff you learn from your parents don't kick in until you're way older. Or appreciation. Like I have my daughter playing volleyball now, and I go to all her games, and it just helped me appreciate the fact when I was playing sports when I was young, I could look in the stands and see my parents there, which something I took for granted, or at the time I didn't even realize how cool that was. But now it's like, bruh, my parents were there every game. I'll be at a Loa Stadium walking out of the tunnel, and I would see my mom waving. And at the time it's like, oh, there's my mom. But now it's like, wow, like they came to everything. They're my biggest fans. It's the same. Like you appreciate a lot more of what they taught you and what they've done for you when you get older, which is sad, but it helps me when I'm teaching my daughter stuff, or she doesn't appreciate something. I just think she will later. She will later.
Yep. Bro, you're exactly right. And exactly same thing, man. Yeah, bro, you're spot on with that. And that's true. Like our parents were there through it all. And that kind of helps us be there for our kids, even when they don't seem appreciative, because, we were those kids that weren't appreciative. Yeah. And it's like, I understand where they're coming from. They're kids. It's not their job to it's like, it's my job to, to show them what appreciation is and teach them. And your mom did a great job because you appreciate it now.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine growing up and not appreciating the things.
Yeah. So how's being a dad, man? You have twins.
Yeah.
How old are they? What grade?
So they're fourth grade. They're 9 years old, and every day is a blessing with them, because they're so talented. I don't know how else to say it. I started a podcast with them a long time ago, just because I was like, let's do a podcast together. It's called Meet the Valentines. We're gonna do a podcast with me and my kids, and my wife, but she didn't want to be on the camera and all that kind of stuff, so it's okay. But
and your kids are down and about it.
They love it. They have personality. And the thing is, like in our podcast, I was teaching them how to bring their personalities out. It's not just like, let's just throw on the mic and go. It's like, it's also a time for us to like bond, bond as it's like, they're going to look back and be like, man, I got to do this stuff with my dad when I was, he used to like try and make funny videos. He used to crack the jokes all the time. He used to make us like, like that was dad. And he was there at all my practices, all my games. He was very supportive, always hyping me. I was my hype man. That's kind of like how my wife and I are with them, is we want to feel the fire. Like, we let them try all these different sports, and they pick which ones they like. In the end, like, they don't like this. They don't like Tahitian. They don't like, my wife loved Tahitian. She hoped that they loved it too, but they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. But, they might have dabbled in that, they dabbled in judo. One of them liked it, so she stayed. The other one didn't. One of them does gymnastics. She's super, and she, when you love a sport, you continue to practice it and be better at it. She couldn't do the splits, but she kept on her own, just going and going and going. She was like 7 at the time. She kept going, and she got the splits down. Now she's doing back bends and flipping over and all this kind of, and I'm like, holy smokes. And the other one, like, I signed up to coach flag football right before the pandemic. And I signed up to coach because I asked her if she wanted to play, and she don't know. She's like, okay. So I was like, perfect. I just signed up because I wanted her. I just signed up to coach only because I wanted her to feel comfortable. She's about to go play with the boys and all that kind of stuff. But, she's athletic, and, yeah, she loves football too, flag football, and judo. So she does both, and the other one does gymnastics.
Oh, that's cool. You kind of have like a yin yang going on.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they they just feel the fire with the kids, and I know we talked last night about it, and that's like. That's what, as parents, it costs a lot of money though.
Oh yeah.
This is why we're going to stay broke.
Or have to have like 3 jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why you're promoting every weekend.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why I can't quit.
That's why you can't quit, bro. I got to fund my daughter's volleyball career.
Yeah. Bro, but it's crazy though, like to see them from at a young age to developing into their own personality and with their own likes and ideas. And it's hard because for me, when I was young, I was naughty. So a lot of the things that I would have done, I kind of expect it from her, which isn't fair because she's such a good kid. Like she does all her homework and does everything good. She doesn't even like she's a pretty good kid where she's the opposite of me. But because I was how I expected certain mannerisms from her, and I would already kind of set my mind, oh, she's going to do this, or this is how she's going to handle it. And I was kind of prejudging her in a way that I guess my parents would have done to me because I was naughty. And I had to take a step back and I can't bust her or get on her for something because she's never done it before. Like I would be so on to her with her school. Like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. Oh, you didn't do it. Like, but she's like, one night she's like, Daddy, I do this already. I do this on my own. You don't have to hound me. And I had to be like, okay, I should just loosen the reins. And until she messes up, then I intervene. But give her a little slack to let her do it on her own. And then if she needs help, ask me. And we've been running it that way. And it's been kind of more of a beneficial situation for both of us. I just have to understand she's not me, and she's definitely doesn't act like me at all. She actually scolds me sometimes too. Yeah. Dad, you're not supposed to walk there. You can't go through that fence. Like, it's like, just shut up and come. Like,
get over here. Come on, we're jaywalking right now. It's like, I'm trying to teach you morals and values, but let's get across the street first.
Yeah.
But it's true, crazy. I mean, geez, man, we don't got it all figured out. There's no book for parenting. It's like, exactly. Like sometimes you get on them because of the way you were. It's like, you're like, but I mean, that's fatherhood.
I guess so.
It's fatherhood. We don't have all the answers, but we do our best. We do our best, and we're here. We're here. We're not here. We're not here as in like we're here and absent. We're here and we're here. Because there's, I don't want to be the dad that was like, they'll look back and be like, yeah, my dad was there, but he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And I think, that's a big issue when it comes to fatherhood in, I'm just going to say our country, because a lot of crime is due to people who have absent fathers. And, if only because and it's sometimes it's like the back against the wall. You're trying to provide, you become the provider, and that's all it's I'm just bringing in the money. You're there, but you're not there, and your kids need you. Every single father needs to know, because my dad was there for me. He was there for me, and I look back at all those times he was there for me. And my stepmother was also there for me. She was the mother in my life, and I don't blame where my mom, who she wasn't around or anything like that, but we came to peace, before she passed. We did come to peace. We were able to talk things out and understand, because at the end of the day, like, that was my earthly birth mother. And I did have a bond and relationship at times with her. And I realized I grew a lot of pain and all that kind of stuff because of my relation with my actual mother. So that's why it is so important for us to be there for our kids, mother and father,
and listen to them. Like, it's becoming a situation now where I make sure that we have conversations, and it's not like, this is how it is, this is what you got to do. Is like, let me know what you think. It's hard though, because the way I was brought up is like, my dad says something, that's it, that's law. So I kind of trying to do a little bit less like that. So I try to have an open line of communication, and it's hard because both of us have daughters. So we know how guys are, because we were the guys, especially. Yeah. So yeah.
How many MMA fighters you got on here? Think you could set me up with, just in case? No,
she's already. My daughter's already 86 from every club on earth.
You're gonna stay there.
Yeah.
You're like, why is your dad still the promoter at the club? He's just making sure I don't go in.
He's not really the promoter. He's just standing up in the front.
He doesn't need the money at this point.
Yeah.
He's just literally just making sure I don't go in.
Yeah. But having an open line of communication at a young age, I'm hoping that transitions as she gets older. And it's hard because she's 12. My daughter's 12 now, and like, boys are coming into the picture, and she's on her phone and texting, and her friends are becoming more of her focus than, I want to cruise with daddy this weekend. Like, I had this past week was her fall break, and I had some things planned out for her, just me and her. And then she's like, can I invite my friend with us? And I'm just like, yeah, I guess so. It was going to be just me and you, but I made it cool and incorporated myself in what her and her friend were doing. And then I also gave them space so that they could have their own time. But I see it is becoming more of, she's not daddy's little girl anymore. She's daddy's almost teenager. In a year, she's going to be a teenager. And it's rough, bro. It's heavy. Like, I get bummed out. I was just looking at my pictures of her on my phone, and she has like a training bra. I have to go get period stuff for her, and it's like, what is happening, man? I know you're in line for it, and you're gonna have to do it double time.
I'm leaving that to my wife. No, man, she can go do those things. But bro, man, you're right, man, and even looking back, sure you were at the point when your daughter was 9, and that's the thing I'm learning right now from you, because I'm worried about when they become 12.
Raw. It's nuts.
worried about when they become 12, especially with the type of stuff that's on TV nowadays. I mean, we try to not let them.
Or the internet, bro. Like they
Mhm.
got TikTok and all this stuff, and it's like our parents never had to worry about that.
Mm-mm. No, and and that's the thing. We got to worry about other things, and like you said earlier, when your dad said something, that was it. I mean, that's and that's how we all had an idea of what fatherhood was, because but that's you're right though. That's not the definition of fatherhood. There's so much that goes into it, and I love that you're continuing to seek relationship with your daughter, get to know her. That's what she's gonna know, and when and you're saying boys are coming into the picture, she's gonna know how to choose them when she gets older. Of course, when she's like 30, when you allow her
I allow her to date, and
yeah.
I also had to make some changes in my life. I always thought like if I would have to be the person or dude that I would want my daughter to end up with. So that had to change. And if you knew me from before I had my daughter till now, I've progressively made a lot of changes, but I definitely feel like if my daughter was to end up somebody like how I am now, I would be okay with that, because of the changes I made. Not the person I was before her. No, she could not be around somebody like that for sure. But it's weird how daughters can just shake everything in a way to where I got to make some moves in a different way and make some changes.
Yeah, definitely. And but they're girls are a blessing. Any child is a blessing, that comes into your life. Any child is a blessing. So yeah, man, it's exciting. And as a normal dad, you're gonna be worried, but but you gotta be that you gotta be there for them, through it all, and be there, and not blame them for everything that's going on. But teach
and know
them
that they're gonna make mistakes, and just gotta help them. The best thing you could do is ingrain right from wrong so that they can make good choices on their own, because you can make their choices for them, but that's not really them. It's crazy. I went from being in the club like, oh, how's this girl, what is she wearing, to how's this girl, if my daughter ever wore that, I would
my daughter
ever wore that, I'd pull her by her ear all the way out the club in front of
It's different. You see things differently though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. You're gonna see things differently. You're not looking at girls the same anymore. Like that's somebody's daughter you're talking. The old you was talking about, and then it's like I said, man. It's a whole different lens that gets put on. So yeah, man. And I love the 49ers right there, man. Come on, let's go, 49ers.
It's been a rough year, bro. That's one thing I can't control. Sorry, she came with me like 1 week to watch the game. We're at the shack, and she's trying to get. I brought this up at a different podcast. She was trying to get me to have a swear jar. And I'm like, there's no way. One 49er game, I would lose 2 paychecks. Especially how these guys are playing this year is driving me nuts, bro.
It's up and down. I think they'll do great. It's just too many injuries. I think they'll do great. I'm glad. I like Jimmy G. Did you were you a Trey Lance guy or Jimmy G?
No, I always was a Jimmy G fan because he wins games. And I didn't understand why they were trying to replace him. Like last year, he got us to the NFC Championship. Why are you going to replace that guy? He beat the MVP. Like, all right. It's just rough with all these injuries. And I've like you said, I've been a Jimmy G fan, and I was glad that he's the guy right now. And I do feel like this is his last chance. Like God gave him a chance. I mean, not to say anything bad about Trey Lance, and he got hurt, but this is Jimmy G's opportunity to show Earth that he's the guy, and I'm pulling for him. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully everybody stays healthy, because I mean, with some of the key stars that are getting injured, it's like, oh man, but you need that offensive line to get solid again. That's really what it is. We can't blame Jimmy G for having bad games.
Yeah,
you know, we have half the offensive line second string.
These receivers missing passes. He had some dimes this past weekend that they missed, and it's like, get better gloves or something. I don't know.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes it won't be there. It's not everybody's game every week, you know. Though we hope for it to be. And I think that's what every team, like, some guys will just like, but and then some guys will just go crazy. You know, I'm watching my fantasy, and I'm like, I thought he would have went off. I thought I had the best fantasy team, Doug. I had the best fantasy team, and I've won one game.
My problem with fantasy football is I keep picking all the Niners.
I mean, I
feel
Debo.
Like I'm betraying them if I pick somebody else.
I got Debo in all of my stuff just so I can feel good about myself. I got Debo, and then where I could grab Kittle. I have like 4 leagues I'm in, and the one that costs the most, I'm losing all the games. And the thing is, I have Christian McCaffrey, who you would expect to just ball out. I have Dalvin Cook, who's also a top running back. And I'm like, I got 2 of the dopest running backs in the league.
They're not showing up.
And then I had my tight end was like Darren Waller. You know,
he's not showing up either.
You're not showing up. And yeah, exactly. Now you see why I'm losing every game. And then my quarterbacks are Aaron Rodgers, who had a phenomenal year last year.
Yeah.
But he don't got Devontae Adams.
But,
you know, and then I have Tom Brady, who's the GOAT. You know, I was like, so I got that. And then my receivers, I got Debo, of course. You know, I got Deontay Johnson from the Steelers.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got, but it's not working out.
It's not panning out. Yeah.
I'm like one of the lowest scorers every week.
It's rough because these leagues, when you're on that many leagues, it becomes like a job, another job.
Yeah.
And those freaking, those European, I guess, starts 3 a.m, and I had Kamara and I had 2 guys from the Saints, and I looked the night before I go to sleep. Oh, they're expected to play, so I go to sleep, and it's in 3 a.m, so I can't even wake up and fix it. Like, it's done already. It's like 7 a.m. They have a big fat 0, and they were out the whole game. And it's like, brah, I already start the Sunday with an L, man. It sucks.
That's a foul.
Yeah.
See, they got to fix the rules somehow. Like, if somebody's out, you're able to switch them. Because you can't wake up in time. We are on Hawaii time. Everybody in the mainland, they got 3 hours ahead of us.
Yeah, exactly. And then European is like an extra 3 more hours. Like,
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. These guys, they have better time zones than us in Hawaii, man. There's somebody, I don't know. They got to figure that out. I gotta stop losing, because my wife's never gonna let me play again.
Oh yeah. Take another job out, and just the time alone to be focused on that stuff, especially 4 leagues that I play in 2, and it's time consuming.
Yeah, that's why. I don't know why I signed up for 4. I got one with the radio. I got one with my friends at the post office. I got one with my daughter's coaches.
Oh man.
I got one with my my brother-in-law, and I'm just like, I'm like, why did I do this? But I mean, it's fun.
But a draft is fun. Being at the draft and everybody's like picking guys, and but then the work is after the draft.
That's why I did it. Yeah, that's why I did it, was the draft.
Yeah.
And then, I just want to talk smack to everybody in a nice way.
Yeah.
In a godly smack talk. I don't cuss at them or.
Yeah, our leagues get heated, bro. Everybody's talking. Like, I'll wake up with the thread be like 50,000 messages, and it's like, I'm not gonna read all this. Just shut up, all you guys.
Yep. Scroll. Yeah. So it shows red.
Yeah.
I do that too.
So how has the radio been nowadays? I know it's kind of weird with how a lot of streaming services are, but you're iHeart Radio, so that kind of works in your favor.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm blessed to be able to be a part of iHeart in a way. that is the leader when it comes to radio. I used to be at another radio group, and I'm glad I never signed the non-compete contract. Because if I did, I wouldn't be at iHeart today. Because iHeart gave me an offer, I was able to go, and I'm not gonna lie. Right before I came to iHeart, I was contemplating leaving radio completely. My passion was gone. Everything was just drained, and I got a call from iHeart, from somebody, and that somebody on the side that was like, "Hey, you have a contract over there?" I was like, "Nope." No, I was like, "Nope." So now you guys can talk to me. So what's up? So
Nice.
yeah, I was fortunate to get over to iHeart, and it has been awesome, man. Everybody over there is they get it. When it comes to like, hey, let's all be creative and make creative things happen. It's like, we're in a place of entertainment where you want to be creative and you want to do stuff. You want to get, they allowed me to go ahead and be like, I know what's next, and let's go for it. All right. So let's get every jock situated with podcasting and things like that. I'm gonna, I ran the digital portion, so I was teaching people how to podcast. Hey, let's update blogs, and taught them how to do that. Hey, let's do this. This is the kind of gear that needs to be here. Hey, this is, if we did this, we would be able to, stay, make everything get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think with iHeart, they continue to support the fact of not being just like, not being not trying to, they don't like staying stale. They like to keep innovating. They like to keep innovating, and it's awesome because we have all our local stations here, and they support us, in the mainland, where they will, in our corporate, that they will help with, they'll get on the phone calls and the Zooms to talk over to us. We're not just people in an island that they forget about. They love us out there.
Wow,
they listen to our shows that we have here, all our local jocks, and they're like, "Man, you guys are better than everybody on the nation." They'll say stuff like that. It's like, and you got some big, so it's like, in iHeart, it's like, we're not just in Hawaii. iHeart isn't just like, oh, it's just an add-on of a company. No, like, the company actually cares about our stations, and they care about us here in Hawaii, and they love us here in Hawaii. That's why. And iHeart is like, it's good. And every single person that works at iHeart is awesome. Everybody is good, level-headed, cool. I don't see people butting heads or yelling at each other. Everybody figures it out and catches each other's back, which is great. And it's a great place. Awesome. Great place. I mean, yeah, it definitely spiced everything up. And we're ran by great leaders, and I think that's where it comes down to, is that our leadership is so awesome. I came from a place where they didn't even care that I was about to leave. Like, I was like, all right,
deuces.
Yeah, I'm like, this made it a lot easier. I've been thinking hard. Like, I've been here for 8 years. I've been like, y'all, I thought I had to be committed to y'all or something like that. But y'all don't care. General manager sat me down. You had to, like, for them just like not, but these guys, they care about you, you know what I mean? And I think that's really what matters, is any environment, any workplace you come into, that there's care there, and there's respect as well. All my bosses are great, and they see the talent, and they see the skill set that I have, and it's not just on air. They see I can do a lot of the background stuff. That's why you might see my name or see me around a lot of the background stuff, because they trust me with it. They're like, or they'll come to me, like looking for the ideas for it, or this, that, and other, but at the other place, they didn't even tap into my potential. They didn't care. I could, have the conversation all day with them, and they would be like, you ain't nothing. You ain't nobody. Get the heck out of my office. You ain't bigger than the radio station. I'm like, I'm not trying to be bigger than a radio station. I just got some ideas that, I think we can do something cool, like do something better. We should start filming our interviews in the studio. We should start doing this, we should start podcasting. If I was there podcasting, because that's what I did when I came over to iHeart. Everything I said, they're like, yeah, go for it.
Oh, so
They
they
were
let
supportive.
you spread your wings and tap into your creative side. And
Yep.
I mean, to do stuff that you love is cool, but to do stuff that's your own idea is
Yeah.
even more cooler. And to have bosses that support that is, yeah, that's cool. And
Yeah.
it shows you definitely seem a lot happier, man.
Yeah, man. You know, and you know what, like I said, man, it's a great place to be. And yeah, to go off of what you're saying about streaming. Yeah, a lot of people do stream nowadays. And you know, I would say to anybody local, you know, it's like supporting local. I guess,
Yeah.
you know, you listen to your local radio stations in a sense, you know, and you know, just give them a jab every now and then. You might have been stuck on the other streaming services, but give these guys a little holla, you know, give them a listen. Some great, you know, some great people working radio across the board. And I'm not talking about just at iHeart. There's a lot of great people in this industry. And I hate to see it just disintegrating in other places, because at the end of the day we all are one radio family. You know, everybody's kind of has the same goal, and other people might be competition, and you know, at the end of the day we all have families.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all have families, and you know, and yeah, I'm blessed to be able to do what I love, and I'm sure I hope everybody else that is in this industry is as well, with anything that they're doing. You know, everybody's
Yeah.
job is important.
I always feel that with anything,
Mhm.
somebody else's shine should never take away from mine, or mine shouldn't take away from anybody else's. I want everybody to shine. And
You know,
that's honestly, that's what aloha is. Ain't trying to
yeah,
be, I'm only trying to be better than myself yesterday. And that's my only
yeah,
competition.
yeah,
Should be that
exactly.
way.
And yeah, man, you look better, you sound better, you're driven, you know,
Yeah,
you're doing your podcast, you know, and you're serious about it, and you're having fun though. That's the thing.
that's
You're
the
having
main
fun.
thing.
You're
Yeah.
enjoying it, you know, you're enjoying it, and you have people that support you, from Defend Hawaii to Hawaii Candy Hawaii Candy Factory.
Yeah.
The Hawaii Candy Factory
Yeah, Hawaii
with the
Candy
noms.
Factory. Yeah, the
I
nut bra, those things
I
are
always, yeah, I
amazing.
know. I got noms. I got Bro, I got noms in my I'm not gonna lie, I would walk over there and show you, but it's gonna look like I disappeared from the camera. But I got noms I got a lot of noms, man. I you know, I bought some noms. You know, my wife
Bro,
and
they're,
kids really loved it. It's delicious though. It's delicious
dude,
candy.
I'll tell you a story. We were in Disneyland, and we were on the Haunted Mansion, and the ride stopped halfway through. And we were stuck on that thing for about 20 minutes. And if it
What?
wasn't for noms, my daughter would have lost it. I got noms, and we had all, oh, those things are clutch. But
What?
yeah,
Holy
noms, yeah,
smokes.
they I don't know what they put in those things. It's probably some kind of addictive drug, because I can't stop eating them.
Bro,
Those gummy things with the nerds and the lihimui powder, and
I gotta grab it, bro.
yeah, that's the bomb, dude.
You talking about this?
That's the one. Yup, the
You talking
nerd
about the
clusters.
nerds?
Yup.
What else I got here? Oh, I got another bag of nerds.
Yeah.
I got another bag of
That's
nerds.
the
The
one.
Gushers one is gone.
I gotta
And I
hide
got
it from my daughter when the box comes, because then like she'll take the packaging is dope too, huh?
so dope.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. We had to try and like monitor ourselves, because I never liked candy. I never really cared for candy, but I don't know what they like. I don't know what they do to this stuff. But
Yeah.
we put it in the Ziploc too.
Yeah.
You
I was
know?
putting it in the bag of spinach, put the whole thing in the bag of spinach and put it in a fridge so my daughter don't go trying to grab it. That's how you hide candy, bro. Put it in vegetables.
That is genius. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. I should try that.
Yeah,
Because then I would be the only one touching the vegetables.
exactly. You have your candy when you need it.
I'd be like, oh man, I know I shouldn't, but
Yeah.
nom 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 nom. That's hilarious.
Oh, you guys, speaking of candy, you guys getting ready for Halloween? I see all your decorations.
Yeah, you know what, man? My wife she's very festive, you know. She's
That's
very
cool.
festive. She's you know, just do it for the kids, you know. You just
Yep.
put plates out. She got like little pumpkins. She got it all. Like I don't know. Every holiday she likes decorating, and you know,
That's
you go
cool.
on all the way over there. You know, there's a spider in that corner with webs over the painting and bats on the wall, and yeah,
Hey,
man.
that's creating family tradition, and that's
Yeah.
something that I have. And we decorate the house and all. We just got a 7-foot Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton that's
Oh,
on top of the roof right now. We
oh,
just put it on there
sheesh.
yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, sheesh.
But
Dang, that's
what
sick.
what your wife is doing is creating traditions to
Yeah.
where your children will remember and get excited for these occasions or these seasons. Because I do. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
in the past, like I said, you don't realize it until you're an adult.
Yeah.
And it's cool, bro. It's that like
Yeah.
just looking at your house now is
Yes.
something that your kids are gonna remember forever, bro. That's
Heck
super
yeah.
cool.
And this is right here. I don't know if you can see me. This is the broom parking. We have the
Oh
little
yeah.
the kids have 2 little
What a
brooms, and
little-
then you got the one big broom. This is the broom parking. So this is where I park the brooms. But I mean, I'm be honest. Oops, I'm talking about your decorations. She white popped out.
Hey, don't move it. Don't move it. I have it in a certain way.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, all the decorations, yeah, she's into all that, and she definitely does create all the traditions around the house. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm excited for you and what you got going on. We've been going for about an hour already, bro, and I don't want to
Oh,
keep you
geez.
too late.
Oh no,
I feel
man.
like I
This
could
is
talk
so
to you
fun.
for another hour, bro. It
I
was
know,
so
right?
funny because I talked to you yesterday and was like, I looked at my phone, it was like 45 minutes. I should have just hit record and that could have been the podcast.
Right? I know,
Yeah.
you know, man, you know, great conversations. It always happens with great people. That's what I say. And you know, it's always good to continue to have relationships with one another and authentic relationships with each other. So
Yeah,
that's
for
awesome, man.
sure.
You know, I know, you know, everybody's busy and all that kind of stuff, but you know, it's always good. We know that there's a brotherhood there. You know, we're all brothers in Christ at the end of the day.
Yep.
So yeah.
And we're brothers in the club.
Yeah. Yeah, we're brothers
Something
from the
probably you don't
clubs.
yeah,
I'm not in it
yeah.
anymore, you know.
Probably a good thing, man. And
Yeah.
it's coming to a point where my career's at the club is gonna be done soon or
Oh,
in the next few years, but I'm riding it out. And there are moments that I do
yeah.
have fun, and a lot of the moments that I enjoy being in the club is seeing my friends and talking to them. And it's not
Mm,
about turning up, getting shots and all that. It's not like that anymore, at least for me.
yeah.
And it's just a
It's a
job.
social. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's the social
Yep.
stuff that kind of drives you, being able to
Yep.
talk to people and do that kind of stuff. Yeah, for sure. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's always good to talk to people, hang out with people. And yeah, that's,
And you get to do that a lot being at the station. What's cool, in my opinion, is the fact that you're being able to use your creativity and
yeah.
to start something from nothing and having your creative mind bring it to light. That's so
Mhm.
gratifying. And
Yeah, exactly. And you know, like and there's been more opportunity, I believe, being at iHeart. And you know, from you know, if I know an artist is coming to town at my old station, and I'll be like, you know, they might not be the biggest artist, but they'll be like, nah, they can't come. Over at iHeart, they'll be like, sure, do your
put
thing.
them on. Yeah.
Do your thing, you know, it's like and I'm like, shoot, these artists, you know, oh my gosh, I remember the first time I met Drake. I remember the first time I
You met
Drake.
Drake?
Yeah, I met Drake when he was like nobody. He was just mixtape Drake. He was nobody, but I was like, bro, that's Drake. And it was at Pipeline Cafe.
Really?
He came here with Lil Wayne and those guys, and they had Young Money when Young Money was first starting out as a group. and they came to Pipeline. I was emceeing the Pipeline stuff, and they performed. And in the VIP section, Drake was up over there, and I was like, "Bro, that's Drake." I went up to Drake. I was like, "Hey, man, can I get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah." And he threw his arm through a shaka,
Wow.
and bro, I was like, I went back to the radio station the next day. I was like, I got a picture with Drake, man. Drake, he's gonna be the biggest thing. And my PD was like, nobody knows this guy. He's gonna be nothing. He's gonna be nothing. And I was like,
Wow.
no way, man. This is Drake. This is Drake. Bro, fast forward. Fast forward. Look at it.
Word. Told you.
And that, and it's like those little things you kind of know where you're at when it comes to
So who have you ever got starstruck, like where it's like with a celebrity where you got like, whoa, this is super, this is the guy or person I really
oh man,
because you're pretty like you're
I
pretty put
do. I
together.
did.
Okay, what is it?
Oh, I did. Yes, bro. It was you know what? I guess I don't really care anymore because I realize like everybody's human, and I look at everybody differently now.
Yeah.
Celebrities, but back then, like one of my first ever interviews, when I first ever, like, what was my first live interview? My first interview was over the phone with YG. My first live interview with a celebrity, I was filling in the afternoon drive, and this artist walked in, and the morning show guys were supposed to come back and interview him, but while I was doing my show, while I was doing the show, and this guy walked in, and the morning show guys were late, so they didn't come, and then so I had to interview this guy, and I was like, I looked at him, and I was like, I was a huge fan of him. I was a huge fan of him growing up. I looked across the room, and I was like, holy smokes! He sat down, and he just doing his thing, waiting for me while I'm on air. And looked at him. I was like, holy smokes. I said, mother bleeping Ludacris. And he looked up at me and he said, yeah. I was like, holy smokes. I got Ludacris sitting right across from me right now. What the heck? I said, mother bleeping Ludacris. Yeah.
That's sick.
And in that interview, he told us about Fast Five, saying it was going to be the biggest movie and all that kind of stuff. Because that was when the Fast and Furious franchise really took off, was Fast Five.
When The Rock came, was that when The Rock came?
I think The Rock might have came the season after. I mean, the one after. Yeah, but yeah.
That's sick. I have not. I think I probably would be fangirled out if I met Metallica. Anybody from
Metallica?
Yeah, that's my bad.
One of them lives here.
Yeah, Kirk Hammett. And like my sister runs into him all the time. They're buying a Christmas tree. She's like, "Oh, Kirk Hammett's here." I'm just like, "What? I'm coming right now." Like,
yeah.
They seen him at the beach. They seen him at the Elton John concert a long time ago. Like, I was like, whatever, bro.
I have my dog trying to eat his food over here.
Oh, he wants the noms.
Come here, boy. Yeah, he wants the noms. This big old boy.
Oh, that is a big dog.
It's a big boy. Yeah. Say what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He I heard he lives out here, and yeah.
Yeah, he was at Journey last week.
What?
Yeah. Everybody's like, "Oh, Kirk Hammett's here." I'm just like, "Bro, I don't even want to hear it."
I don't want to hear it. Stop texting me.
Yeah, what would I do if I did get to meet him? I'd be like a little girl. Yeah. It's probably good I don't meet him.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. I got to shake I talked about it in one of my other podcasts. I got to like shake hands, and I got a drumstick from Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park.
Oh,
that was super cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
Bro, Linkin Park used to be one of my favorites. One of the I did do this one cool thing. Oh, is my phone's not dead. I did I wanted to get a picture with these guys, but it just all was happening so fast. Let me see if I can pull it up. Sorry, I got so much pictures on my phone.
No worries.
I did this little media day thing, and all these guys were there.
Oh man. What?
Yeah,
That's so dope.
I was
Holy-
filming it. I think I ended up in like one of Jack Black's like pictures on the side.
That's
You know,
pretty cool.
I just, I snuck in, man. I was like, I'm the photographer. I said, give
That's
me a
what
camera. I'm gonna sneak in.
I feel like that's the VIP pass into anything.
I
Just get
said,
a
"Give me
good camera and just be like,
Sneaking in."
oh, I'm with the media. Like,
Yep. Bro, I was like, but like even like things like that. That's the power of iHeart. I'm not gonna lie, and that there's opportunity when it came to it. Yeah, I've got to meet a lot of cool people and
that's
a lot of
cool.
cool artists, and fans of all their work. And one of my favorite artists now is a Christian artist. His name is Torrin Wells. So if you ever get a chance, go ahead and listen to Torrin Wells, man. He's awesome. This guy is solid. I know that Steph Curry became a huge fan of him too when Steph Curry's height, when he was winning the championships. But this guy Torrin Wells, his music is awesome, man. He got like 3 albums out
Okay.
now. But he even has a song with her that called "Hold Us Together." If you want to start there, that's cool too. To attach
Right.
to.
And you ever get a chance to meet him?
No, but he does follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
When he had his first album, you know what I'm saying? When he had his first album, I've been following him since. And brother, I'm into like that R&B style, and he's like an R&B pop style, and and then he also can do worship music as well. He's really good, really, really good. And
Okay.
his music has a lot of great meaning behind it. And he has a song. It starts with Hills and Valleys, probably his best one you could start with. That's one of his first that kind of like, he was in a group before, but yeah, check him out, man. Torrin Wells. I'll put you guys on Torrin Wells.
All right. I'll check it out. I'll check it out just because you recommended it. I like your taste in music, so I think I could get into that.
Yeah, exactly. And like people's perception of like Christian music, it might be like, oh, it's boring, but no, telling you, the Christian music is it. I listen to a lot of Christian
some action.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way local people say it. Get action, bro.
Got some action.
Get action.
Well, anyway, man, we've been going for a while, and I appreciate you taking the time out. And yeah, you're somebody I have looked up to, and I do watch what you're doing, and your kids' podcast together really down. It's pretty cool to see, and just to see your kids' excitement and their personalities and their interaction with you is something that resonates with me. I had my daughter on my show a couple times, and bruh, those little files are gonna be so important later on down the road, and that's priceless stuff that you can never it's forever. It'll be locked in forever. And we did a podcast with Daddy, like but they're always gonna remember that, and it's cool. And as the years go by, hopefully you'll see what they continue to do with at least that kind of personality. And right, you're showing them by example, and to me, that's the best way you teach somebody. Doing it with you or around you, and you're watching it. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm showing you by example.
We got to live it out, man. It's not just telling them. We got to actually live it out. That's really what it is. We got our actions got to line up. So yeah, man, I'm glad that you continue to bring your daughter, keep her involved with everything, man, because that's the best show out of every single person you speak to or interview. That's going to be always your best show. That's going to be your best show. Exactly. And she's going to hear this one day and she's like, man, my daddy loved me so much.
She better. That's true. It's documented. It's well
Yep.
documented.
Yep. Bro, you gotta have me back on one of these days, though,
Yes, for
man. I
sure.
mean, whenever you want me on,
Definitely. Yeah. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I call some guests on to do a catching up episode. Guarantee I'll
Yeah.
have you on for that.
Oh
That would be
yeah, for
cool
sure.
to maybe in a year or so and see what you got going on. And I know you're creating a new business, and
Yep.
yeah, I would want to talk more about that and see how far you've been taking things and how far this radio career became since we talked today, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Let's do it. And I'll be excited for it, especially, yeah, a new business. I haven't really said it publicly yet, but I'll say it now. I developed a wine, and this wine is a non-alcoholic wine, and it's a straight God-driven thing. We spoke a lot about Christ today. It's a straight God-driven thing, and yeah, there's a little teaser. It's
Oh,
an alcoholic wine. God put it on my heart. I had no idea, but He continues to give me the idea and the answers. Well, yeah, we're going to be launching it soon. Hopefully by
nice.
the end of the year, or make it public by the end of the year.
Let's
But
go.
yeah, man.
I'll try it, dude.
Yeah, heck
Definitely.
yeah. Heck yeah, man. Heck
Oh,
yeah. I
good
got
for
all
you,
my
bro.
stuff from the laboratory and everything, man. It's been a journey with this thing.
Hey, man, you're somebody that I've known for years that has a straight hustle mentality with the work ethic. And I mean, we've done it together, and I've seen you do it with other things, but that's what it takes nowadays. And to have an idea and hustle behind it is something that a lot of people don't. They don't bet on themselves,
Yeah.
or they don't take a chance on their ideas. And I mean, even myself included, it took a while for me to create this podcast, and it honestly was from what Hapa said on a different podcast that got my spark going. He called me out on it, and
Mm.
I've learned since then to gamble more on myself like I used to. I used to always have an idea and run with it. It's just
Yeah.
maybe for a while I got complacent, and now the hustle and the fire is back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hit it, dog.
Let's
Hit
go.
it. Let's go. Exactly, man. Get that fire. Keep that spark
But
going.
yeah. But yeah, watching you these years with young Hawaii, and I remember City Stars and stuff.
Oh
And
my gosh, yeah.
bruh, hey, you always try and
Yeah.
put the work ethic behind it. Even Kaipo. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
always
yeah. I was-
fun. I
Yeah.
should get him on here one of these
Yeah,
episodes.
bro.
He'd be a good one. He'd be fun.
Yeah, man. Me and Kaipo go back to when we were in high school, man. That's how far we go back. But I mean, yeah, man, the work ethic, man, you continue to drive, and I love watching everything that you do too
Right
as
on.
well. So keep up the great work, man. You're
I
killing it.
appreciate you, man. All right. So where can people find you on social media? Because they need to go check out some of the stuff, the skits and the things you do with your daughters. Like, people got to see that.
Yeah, I just started trying to do more reels and things like that. And yeah, we were on YouTube. You can just search Meet the Valentines. We got our podcast on there, Meet the Valentines podcast. It's under the Romeo Valentine YouTube channel. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is at Romeo Valentine, and TikTok, I'm on there as well at Romeo Valentine, the number 2, because somebody stole Romeo Valentine. Whoever that is, give it up, dog. Give me the name, dog. Give me the handles. You're throwing it all off. Every kid could have just been at Romeo Valentine, but you want to go and take it before me. All right, sorry. I'm just playing.
Somebody's waiting for you to blow up huge, and I'm gonna try and sell it to you.
Yeah, I know, man. Sheesh, they're gonna see me on this TV show I'm about to go on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a quick cameo on a TV show. I don't know if I can talk about it, but yeah, I go to filming tomorrow. It's just a 1-day shoot for me. But yeah, I'm gonna be in an episode of a TV show, man. A quick cameo.
That's super dope.
Couple 2 lines, and that's it. I'm in and out.
Brad,
But it's my first time.
When we were at Fix, I got a cameo to be in Hawaii 5-0.
Oh,
and they filmed it at Fix, so I was a bartender.
Oh,
and they
what?
edited everything out except like a quick boop, just like that was it. And I
What?
told everybody, and I had like all my friends over, like we were watching it, my parents and everything, and whoop, there I am
What?
there. Yeah, I was so ashamed.
Oh, you know what's so funny is the production. They said like, oh, ask us before, and because sometimes we change the scripts or change the edits. Ask us before to make sure that your scene made the cut.
Yeah, do that, bro.
So I mean,
don't throw a viewing party and you ain't in it. It's not a cool look.
bro,
It comes real quiet.
I was already planning like I was planning the viewing party already. I was like,
Yeah.
I got a projector screen and a projector. We're gonna get it in somebody's backyard, and
We're gonna have a luau.
yeah, we're gonna do it big. Like it's first time on a TV show. We're gonna make it a big deal, But that's wise. But I mean, I'm excited. I went and did the fittings today with the costumers. And it was
congrats,
cool. It was a
bro.
cool
That'd be
experience
cool.
so far. It's a cool experience so far. Seeing the scripts and all this kind of stuff. That's one thing I want to get into, the acting and all that kind of stuff as well. So
we definitely have the personality for it. One thing I did like about being on that show for that one little episode was to see the production and the work that goes behind like a 2-second clip, and everybody that's involved and how they're on the radio, like, oh, we need this move or we need this, and it's immediate. And just to see people moving and working, and that to me was worth it. It was cool. Yeah.
yeah. You know what? I did do extra work for a movie that didn't even come out yet. And I just did it because I wanted to see what it was like to be on the set. So I'm glad I did do that. So now I get a little idea of 16-hour work days, a 16-hour work day in the hot sun, so that's what that one was. That movie didn't come out yet. I think it comes out in like 2024.
Wow, that's awesome.
We filmed it like a couple years ago. I mean, but it was hot.
Yeah,
hot,
dude.
and it was the best.
I could totally see you as an actor. You have personality, right? You have dreads that could fit into something. Like you definitely could work your way, and you're very well spoken. So that's not never going to be a problem.
Yeah, but for some reason, everybody just reminds me I have a face for radio. So whatever, it's all good.
Shoot. Well, at least you don't sound like a keiki. I sound like a keiki. I trip whoever listens to these shows, bro. That doesn't look his age how he sounds.
Bro, you don't age, man. That's one thing about you, dog. You don't age.
Yeah, I'm a vampire.
From the first day I met you, you're still the same age. Bro, what do you...
It's a secret, bro. It's kimchi. Bro. I'm Korean. And
do you rub aloe vera on your face? Is the kimchi? Oh, bro. My wife makes some dope kimchi. So we just got on that wave.
That's good stuff, bro. It's good probiotics. It's good for your gut health.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Shoot.
It's like sauerkraut and stuff. It's all fermented. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, snaps. I didn't know that. That's good to know, because we've been eating a lot of kimchi lately. Ain't gonna lie. That's why sometimes our breath is like, like we're mouth washing.
That's how you know when Koreans are around, bro. We all smell like kimchi and garlic.
Yep. That's true, man. That's funny. They were Koreans and that one black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you from coming on our show, and anybody out there can find us. We're Above the Bridge podcast on Instagram, YouTube. ATB Pod is our website, and you can find me Thaddy Daddy Hi. Thank you for coming on my show. I appreciate it, and yeah, you're somebody that I definitely look up to, and I admire your work ethic, and I try to replicate certain aspects of it. And you're a good dad, bro. There's a few of us I look up to you, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate it. Right on, man. Well, shakas for the cameras. Right on. Thank you, bro. We're out. Shout out to the Artist Group Network. Aloha.